Welcome to KetoMealsAndRecipes.com. I really love lamb chops. One of the reasons is that it's easy to find good quality, relatively inexpensive, and grass-fed lamb chops in my grocery store any time of year, and especially now in the spring. For this recipe, you can use whichever cut of lamb you prefer. It doesn't matter. The result will be delicious. So let's get started in making these very easy keto pan grilled lemon and rosemary chops. By the way, these are perfect for grilling on the stovetop or outdoors on a barbecue. The macronutrient ratio for each serving is 2.4 to 1, with 2.1 grams of total carbs, 0.5 grams of dietary fiber, resulting in 1.6 grams of net carbs. As you can see, I have weighed and prepared these few easily available ingredients. Now to begin preparing the lemon and rosemary lamb chops. The first step is to start by making the marinade. Into a mixing bowl, add the melted butter, your choice of olive oil or avocado oil, lemon zest of 1 large lemon, finely grated or minced onions, grated garlic, salt, pepper, turmeric, ground cumin, and fresh lemon juice. Now stir all the ingredients until they're well combined. This will take a bit of stirring because the lipids in the oil and butter need to emulsify with the more acidic lemon juice. Next, you add the fresh rosemary leaves and stir well again. Before applying the marinade, make sure that you pat dry both sides of your lamb chops. The marinade will adhere much better to the dry surface. I find using a pastry brush works well for me, but you can use either a spoon or your hands and just pat it on. The objective is to spread the oil and butter, the spices, and the grated solids evenly over both sides of each lamb chop. Because I'm marinating and preparing this the night before, I coated a casserole dish with a bit of oil and placed the chops in a single layer in the pan. I then covered the dish with cling wrap and placed it in the refrigerator overnight. This allows for maximum marinating and all the flavors to really get into the meat. I'd like to point out that even though this is a recipe for 5 servings, you can do it for 1 or 2 people. But do make more than 1 serving because after you have marinated the lamb chops, simply place any extra chops in a freezer-safe glass container or freezer bag. But separate the chops by placing a piece of parchment paper between the layered chops. This is an easy, with no extra work way to make a prepare-ahead meal. When you're ready to use your prepared-ahead lamb chops, take them out of the freezer and place them in the fridge to thaw overnight. Also, even if you're just marinating overnight, then before grilling, take your lamb chops out of the refrigerator and let them get to room temperature. By allowing the meat to get to room temperature, these lamb chops, or any meat that you're preparing, will cook more evenly and you will achieve internal temperature of the meat you're after, meaning that you will be better able to tell when your meat is well done, medium, or more rare. That is, if you start with the meat at room temperature. Okay, that's prepare ahead. Now, if you want to serve it the same evening for dinner, just let the marinated lamb chops sit for 30 minutes before grilling. These lamb chops are perfectly marinated for doing them on the stovetop and are phenomenal for doing them outdoors on your barbecue. But for today's video, I'm going to pan grill them. Begin by heating your pan on high, and once your pan is very hot, brush the bottom and sides of your pan with oil. Place the lamb chops into the pan and brown both sides to form a nice crispy brown surface. Then reduce the stovetop heat to medium and cook your chops just a bit before your perfect doneness. That's because the internal heat of the meat will keep cooking itself for a bit longer. Then when your lamb chops are done to your perfect stage, remove them from the pan and let them rest for at least 10 minutes before serving. If you're making more than 1 or 2 servings, finish grilling the rest of your lamb chops in the same way. When I'm serving these grilled lamb chops, and to enhance the fresh lemon taste of the marinade, I like to serve each chop with a thick wedge of lemon. To make this into a full meal, as you can see, I served the lamb chops with a fresh Greek salad and a butternut squash pureed into a light mousse. I have not made videos for these 2 side dishes yet, but will feature them in the near future. But for now, may I suggest you could prepare these chops with the oven-roasted spring vegetables, because the marinade of the lamb chops and the seasoning of the oven-roasted spring vegetables work really well together. And if you like, you could also make either my traditional or keto tzatziki or my salsa verde. I hope you like these meal suggestions. Enjoy your dinner. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please share this video with your family and friends. Although this channel is created for keto, low carb, and also paleo lifestyles, my focus is on using whole natural ingredients and creating well-balanced recipes that are part of a healthy, clean diet. See you next time. The video link for the suggested accompanying recipes, as well as the link for the printable recipe for these lamb chops, are all provided in the description below.